Good morning, folks. So something just a little bit different. I'll run you through the development. So last night it was 4:30, sunset's at 5:15. We're about 800 meters up at in this bush line coming down the Waipakihi track. We found a campsite up there, but sadly we didn't have water on us, and we'd passed the water by about 300 meters. So it was decided, probably incorrectly, that we'd come down to the Waipakihi stream so that we could cook up with water tea and breakfast. As I was running out of light, I moved a bit quicker to get down to the campsite. We had, I thought, decided that we were going to camp on the riverbank, and so I set up my tent just here, just about 2 minutes from the sign on the main track. My tent was set up when I heard the guys whistling that obviously just come across the from the true left bank of Waipakihi. I whistled back to let them know that I was here. But later on there was a second whistle, so once again I whistled to let them know that I was here. Hopefully that would have intended that I was stationary. And they sounded like they were stationary to me, but I suspected they were just a little bit further up the stream than me. Looks like they've ended up down at the Waipakihi campsite, which is about a 40-minute walk downstream, which I certainly wasn't prepared to do on my own at night. And so I'll just show you my campsite. I'll show you some of the scenes, and let's try to unpack what happened here. Hopefully I'll catch up with the boys, because I've got up at a rooster's fart. This was my campsite.
A good soldier never leaves a man behind.
So I'm pretty much all packed up. I'm heading out this way. This is the main track, but the guys must not have walked down the track, so they missed me. I'll just go down to the main sign. Only about 100 meters down from where I'm camped is the Thunderbolt intersection. Waipakihi stream track carries on up. That's what we went up on night before last. So we all would have come across Waipakihi stream from the true left hand side. I don't know if you can see the marker on the other side. Nowhere to camp over that side, so it was logical to come over to here. But I would have thought the boys would have come straight up to the sign. I actually had incorrectly assumed that they would have camped somewhere around here. When I heard their whistle, I thought this is where they were camped. I'm just heading back now, pack up my tent. I better shoot on down Waipakihi stream on the true right hand side. I've got a few river crossings, and I hopefully will catch up with them having breakfast at the campsite in about 40 minutes time. We'll find out what went wrong. The only thing I'm a little bit nervous about is that the guys have no idea where I am, and so they may have thought I went down the stream, and it was pretty slippery rocks, so they will be a little bit unsure at this stage. Okay, so it's I think it's 7 o'clock. I've got about a 40-minute walk till I get to the campsite. when duty calls, it always pays to have your own toilet paper, but I tell you what, there is nothing more soothing than having sphagnum moss or moss. It's nice and cool on the date, and it makes for very good compostable toilet paper. So if you get caught out, that's the option. Can I suggest also that you carry a small container of Vaseline, particularly if you've been eating curries, you'll know what I mean. After a couple of days tramping, a certain area can get a little bit tender. It always pays to have a hand sanitizer. So I keep all those together in a Ziploc bag, because I don't like plastic, but it's a great way to keep it all dry. So yeah, 101 in toilet wear. Now look, make sure that you don't leave a deposit anywhere near a track in case somebody walks on it. Make sure you don't leave it too close to a waterway, and by all means get moss and dirt and throw over top of what you've left behind so that it just breaks down a lot quicker. That's just really irresponsible. This is not where my boys stayed last night. You are?
Hey, how's it going? Just your mates.
Yeah.
They were over the river.
Are they?
Yeah, they came through last night. They thought we were you.
Okay.
They're like, oh shit, you're not who we thought you were.
Yeah, no, they overshot me. I don't know why they came up the river last night. It
I
was...
think they're still just there.
Yeah, they've got your arm ahead of them, eh?
Hello! You decided to abandon me last night! We'll have a little bit of an unpacking discussion. We're the three that we saw.
Yeah, when you guys were going up the river, yeah.
Oh, so what time did they come through last night?
It was dark.
Just in the dark.
Yeah.
It just gone dark. It's what, 7 o'clock?
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication. So look, I've just come across these three guys. We caught up with them 2 nights ago as we were doing a night trap at Waipakihi. And on the way through I found these lovely Shimano glasses. And have a guess who belongs to them? This young man here. So it's a good news story.
Thank you very much.
It's all good, man.
Oh, great.
So I've been reunited with my mates. They've ended up at the Waipakihi campsite, but they came down the river last night at night. I wasn't going to do that on my own, so it appears that what we could have done better. Ideally I should have waited at the stream for them to come out, but I had to set my tent up while I still had some light, and we probably should have communicated a lot better in terms of whistling as they carried on down the river. So no drama, everyone's safe and sound. We're still laughing it off a little bit, but that just shows you how easy it is for miscommunication and to get it wrong. This is Arnold's tent. It's bushbuck, it's a solo, and just look how much room there is in here. And believe it or not, this only weighs 1.5 kilograms. So good on you, bushbuck. I think you've got that one sorted. Of course, you saw the boys' tents the other day. That's Ants, the Kathmandu mono, the Kiwi Camping Pukeko.
Lovely open door feature.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're at Waipakihi campsite. Nice to be joined with my fellow hikers. How's it going, folks? So that's the end of a 3-day epic adventure, basically in Waipakihi and Thunderbolt. So be sure to see that. Like all our adventures, there's always a good story that's come out of it. There's the one of going up Waipakihi at night, and we've got one literally left alone, and then there's one about the retrieval of the sunglasses. So be sure to see that. So look, I'm really trying to get to 700 subscribers in the next 2 months. So if you're watching this, I would certainly appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button, and you'll be sure to see this video in around about 2 to 3 weeks time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next adventure. Hey, wait for me!